You are 22. You have $340 in your checking account. Your roommate has a watch worth more than your car. You don't know it yet, but that watch is going to follow you for the next 20 years. Not the watch itself, what it does to you. Tuesday morning, gray sky, parking lot outside a Target. You're standing next to your 2009 Civic. The paint is chipping near the door handle. Your roommate, Dylan, pulls up in a leased BMW. Dylan is 23. Works in business development. Nobody knows what that means. Dylan says, "You still driving that thing?" You laugh it off, but something in your chest tightens. You don't know it yet, but that tightness has a name. It's called comparison, and it's about to cost you more than money. You're 24. You get your first real paycheck, $58,000 a year. You feel like a king for exactly 9 days. And then you see Dylan's Instagram. Cabo, a rooftop bar. A watch catching the sunset just right. You close the app. You open a banking app instead. $1,200 in savings. You almost feel proud. Then you remember the watch. Friday night, warm air. A rooftop bar downtown. Your friend Marcus is there. Marcus is 26. Works construction. Hands like leather. Marcus orders a beer. You order the same because it's cheaper than what everyone else is having. Marcus notices. Marcus says, "You keep watching everyone else's plate, man. You're gonna starve at your own table." You laugh, but it stays with you. You don't know it yet, but Marcus just handed you the whole lesson. You weren't ready to hear it. You are 26. You buy the watch. Not the same one. A different one. Cheaper. But close enough. $1,800. Financed over 18 months. You tell yourself it's an investment. You wear it to a wedding. Saturday afternoon. Bright sun. A backyard wedding with folding chairs. Your cousin's husband, Frank, is 67. Retired. Owns 3 hardware stores. Frank looks at your wrist. Says nothing for a second. Then Frank says, "Nice watch." Pause. You paying it off? Or did you pay it off? You don't answer. Frank smiles like he already knows. You don't know it yet. But Frank asked you the only question that mattered that day. Nobody else did. The emotional cycle starts here. Hope. You bought the watch to feel like you'd arrived. Embarrassment. Frank saw right through it. Doubt. You start checking your bank app more. This cycle will repeat. It always does. You are 28. The watch is still the watch, but your credit card balance is $6,400. You've stopped checking it on Sundays. Sundays feel too heavy for math. Sunday night, cold apartment, kitchen table, 1 lamp on. Your mother calls. She's 61, worked at a hospital for 30 years, never owned anything she didn't pay for in full. She asks how you're doing. You say great. She pauses. Mothers always pause like that. She says, "You sound tired." For someone who's doing great, you don't have an answer. The watch sits on the table between you and the phone. Still the watch. You almost sold it that night. You almost logged into eBay and listed it. You didn't. You told yourself you'd figure it out next month. You don't know it yet, but next month is where dreams go to wait tables. You are 30. Dylan gets promoted. Bigger apartment, bigger watch. You get invited to see it. Thursday evening, city lights through floor-to-ceiling windows. Dylan shows you around. Marble counters, a view of the river. Dylan says, "This is what winning looks like." You nod. You smile. You leave 40 minutes later. Elevator, fluorescent lights. Long ride down. Alone now. You look at your reflection in the steel doors. You don't feel like you lost, but you don't feel like you won either. You don't know it yet, but that elevator ride is the quietest breakdown night you'll ever have. No tears, just silence. And silence is louder than you think. You are 32, you meet Priya. My Priya is 31. A nurse, drives a car older than yours used to be. First date, rainy Tuesday. A diner, with a broken neon sign. Priya notices the watch. Priya says, "That's a nice watch." Then without missing a beat, "Does it tell you anything you didn't already know?" You laugh, surprised. Nobody had asked it like that before. You don't know it yet, but Priya just became the second person to see through you. The first was Frank. You're starting to notice a pattern. You are 34. You almost propose with money you don't have. You almost put the ring on a card with 24% interest. You almost lied to Priya about how you paid for it. You didn't. Instead, you told her the truth. Kitchen table again. Same table, different year. Warm light this time. You say, "I have debt. More than I've told you." I bought things to look like I had it figured out. Priya is quiet for a moment. Then she says, "I didn't fall for the watch. I fit for their guy underneath it. I just needed him to stop hiding. You don't know it yet, but that's the moment the story actually starts. Everything before this was just the setup. You are 35. The watch is still the watch, but you've started leaving it in the drawer, not because you sold it, because you didn't need it in the room anymore. Gas station, 6:47 a.m., cold breath in the air. You run into Marcus. Older now, still construction, still Marcus. Marcus says, "You look lighter, man." You laugh. "I paid off the card." Marcus nods slow. "That's not what I meant." You don't know it yet, but Marcus is right again. He usually is. You are 38. You and Priya have a daughter, 2 years old. Loud laugh. Loves the car more than any toy. Sunday morning, soft light through the blinds. Living room floor covered in blocks. Your daughter finds the watch in a drawer. She puts it on. It slides down to her elbow. She says, "Look, Daddy, I'm big." You almost cry. You don't know why. Maybe because that's exactly what you thought the watch would do for you. Make you look big. It never did. She's the first person the watch has ever made smile without trying. You are 41. You run into Dylan at a gas station, different city, random chance. Dylan's car is older now. The lease ran out years ago. He didn't renew. Tuesday, overcast, a gas pump's humming. Dylan looks tired. Not bad. Just tired in the way people get when the performance finally ends. Dylan says, "You still got that watch?" You say, "Yeah, in a drawer." Dylan laughs. A real laugh this time. Not the Instagram kind. "I sold mine. Needed the money." Silence. Then Dylan says, "Was it ever really about the watch?" You say, "No." Dylan nods. "Yeah, I figured that out kind of late." You don't know it yet, but this is the last time you'll see Dylan for a long time. But it's the first time you've seen him clearly. You are 43. Your daughter is 7 now. Thursday night, warm kitchen, steam on the window. She asks, "Dad, why do you have a watch you never wear?" You think about it for a long time. Longer than the question deserves. Then you say, "Because I used to think it would make people respect me. Now I know the people who matter already did. Before I ever bought it, she doesn't fully understand. She's 7, but she will. One day she'll remember this kitchen, this steam on the window, and she'll understand exactly what you meant. The watch is still the watch. It never changed." You did. Here's what nobody tells you at 22. Standing in that parking lot, watching a lease payment you pull away. The people who are actually winning aren't performing for anyone. Frank wasn't rich because of the hardware stores. He was rich because he stopped needing anyone to notice. Marcus was never behind. He just measured differently. Priya never needed the watch. She needed the truth. And Dylan. Dylan was never really your rival. He was your mirror, arriving 5 years early with the same lesson. The real question was never how expensive the watch was. The real question was how much of yourself you were willing to sell to keep wearing it. Pause. What's sitting in your drawer right now? The thing you bought to be seen? The thing you're still paying for? Not just in money. In something quieter? Something you don't get back? What is it costing you to keep looking successful? And what would happen right now, today, if you finally put it down?